Imagine a car so tough, so reliable, that it could outlast 3 generations of drivers. A car that laughs in the face of planned obsolescence. We're talking about vehicles built not by computers, but by calloused hands and good old-fashioned grit. These aren't your fancy electric cars with more screens than a spaceship. These are the workhorses, the survivors, the unkillable cars that became legends. We're diving deep into the engines, the axles, the sweat and grease that went into building machines that just wouldn't quit. So buckle up, because we're going on a ride through automotive history to uncover the secrets of these mechanical marvels. Get ready to meet the engineers, the mechanics, and the everyday drivers who kept these legends alive. This is the story of the unkillable cars. Now, let's talk about a car that's earned a reputation as tough as a tank, but built in Germany. The Mercedes-Benz W123, specifically the 300D. This ain't your grandpa's luxury car. Well, actually it might be, and that's the point. They just don't make them like this anymore. Under the hood of this beast, you'll find the legendary OM617 diesel engine. 5 cylinders of pure mechanical fury. No fancy computers or turbos here, just good old-fashioned diesel power. These engines were built to last, and when I say last, I mean they could outlive their owners' kids, and maybe even their grandkids. We're talking about engines that routinely hit 500,000 miles, some even pushing 1 million, all with basic maintenance. Oil changes, fuel filters, the occasional glow plug, that's all these bad boys needed. The secret, overbuilt everything, from the thick cylinder walls to the massive crankshaft. Everything was designed to withstand the test of time. All right, folks, now we're heading east to the land of the rising sun, where they build cars as tough as a samurai sword, the Toyota Land Cruiser, specifically the 80 series. This ain't your suburban grocery getter. This is a 4-wheeling, mountain-climbing, adventure-seeking legend. Now, the 80 series was built for one thing, going anywhere and everywhere. And they meant it. These trucks were equipped with solid front and rear axles, a design that's as tough as it gets. It's the kind of setup that can handle the Gobi Desert, the Amazon rainforest, or your local Walmart parking lot with equal ease. But the real heart of this beast is the legendary inline-6 4.5-litre engine. This engine was known for its bulletproof reliability, capable of running for hundreds of thousands of miles on even the lowest quality fuel. It's the kind of engine you want when you're miles from civilization, because you know it ain't gonna quit on you. All right, folks, buckle up, because we're about to delve into the world of Lexus, specifically the LS400. Now, some of you might be thinking, Mike, Lexus? That's not exactly a dirty jobs kind of car. And you'd be right. This ain't no mud-caked pickup truck. But trust me, the LS400 is a different breed of workhorse. See, back in the late 80s, Toyota decided they wanted a piece of the luxury car market, one dominated by the Germans. They knew they had to bring something special to the table, something that could go toe-to-toe with the best of them. So they set their sights on building a car that wasn't just luxurious, but also ridiculously reliable. They called it the LS400, and it was a game changer. This wasn't just about plush leather seats and fancy gadgets, although it had those in spades. This was about engineering a car that could run like a Swiss watch for decades. They obsessed over every detail, from the engine to the door handles. And let me tell you, that obsession paid off. The LS400 quickly earned a reputation for being one of the most reliable cars on the planet. A reputation it still holds today. We're talking hundreds of thousands of miles with just basic maintenance. All right, let's shift gears now and talk about a car that's near and dear to a lot of folks out there, the Honda Accord. Specifically, the Accords from the 90s with the legendary F22 engine. Now, I know what you're thinking, Mike, the Accord. That's your idea of an unkillable car. And you know what? You're right to be skeptical. This ain't no exotic sports car or heavy-duty truck. It's the car your grandma drove to bingo night. But sometimes the most unassuming things are the toughest. See, the Accord, especially those from the 90s, they were built in a time when Honda was all about simplicity and reliability. They weren't trying to reinvent the wheel or impress you with fancy electronics. They just wanted to build a car that started every morning and got you where you needed to go without any fuss. And that's exactly what they did. The Accord, with its F22 engine, became known as the epitome of dependability. It was the car you could buy and drive for years, even decades, without having to worry about major repairs. Now, the F22 engine, this wasn't some high-tech marvel. It was a simple four-cylinder workhorse, but that was its beauty. It was a non-interference engine, which means that if the timing belt went, you weren't looking at a catastrophic engine failure. It was designed to be easy to work on with readily available parts, and because it was so well built, it rarely needed any major work. You could change the oil, swap the spark plugs, and keep on trucking. These engines were known to go well over 300,000 miles, sometimes even hitting 400,000 or more with regular maintenance. That's a testament to the quality of engineering and the simple, rugged design. And you know the best part? These cars were affordable. You didn't have to break the bank to own one, and they held their value remarkably well. It was a car that just made sense. All right, folks, hold on to your hats because we're about to talk about a vehicle that's practically synonymous with the word indestructible, the Toyota Hilux. This isn't just any truck, it's a legend in its own right, a vehicle that has carved out a reputation for itself over decades of relentless performance and unwavering reliability. Now, I've seen a lot of tough trucks in my day, but the Hilux, especially those built in the 80s and 90s, they're in a league of their own. These trucks were built during a time when durability and simplicity were the name of the game. They were designed to withstand the harshest conditions and keep going no matter what. We're talking about a vehicle that's earned a reputation for being practically bulletproof, and I don't use that term lightly. The Hilux has been put through some of the most grueling tests imaginable, and it has come out the other side with flying colors. It's been driven across deserts, through jungles, up mountains, and everywhere in between. Whether it's the scorching heat of the Sahara or the dense, humid jungles of South America, the Hilux has proven time and time again that it can handle it all. And it's not just about surviving, it's about thriving. The Hilux doesn't just get by in these harsh conditions, it excels. It performs at a level that other vehicles can only dream of. The Hilux just keeps on going no matter what you throw at it. Whether it's mud, sand, rocks or snow, this truck takes it all in stride and keeps moving forward. It's the kind of vehicle that makes you wonder if Toyota engineers have some kind of secret pact with an unbreakable deity. The level of durability and reliability they've achieved with the Hilux is nothing short of miraculous. Now, I know, some of you might be thinking, Mike, you're exaggerating. No vehicle is that tough, and normally I'd agree with you, but the Hilux, well, it's a different story. Don't believe me? Well, just ask the folks over at Top Gear. They tried to kill a Hilux, and let me tell you, they threw everything they had at it. They drove it into a river, set it on fire, dropped it from a building, and even put it on top of a building that they then demolished. And you know what? After all that, the Hilux still started right up. Sure, it looked a little worse for wear, but it was still running. That's the kind of resilience that legends are made of. The Hilux has earned its stripes in some of the toughest conditions on Earth. It's the vehicle of choice for aid workers, explorers, and even, let's just say, groups operating in some of the world's most dangerous regions. So, what's the secret to the Hilux's legendary toughness? Well, it's a combination of factors. First off, these trucks were built like tanks. They used thick steel frames, simple, rugged engines, and bulletproof drivetrains. They were designed to be easy to repair, even in the middle of nowhere. And because they were so reliable, you could count on them to get you where you needed to go, no matter what. They didn't have all the fancy electronics and gadgets that you find in modern trucks. And you know what? That's a good thing. Because when you're miles from civilization, the last thing you want is a computer glitch leaving you stranded. The Hilux is a testament to the idea that sometimes simpler is better. It's a reminder that you don't need all the bells and whistles to build a vehicle that's tough, reliable, and ready for anything. The Toyota Hilux is more than just a truck. It's a symbol of rugged dependability and unyielding strength, a true legend in the world of automobiles. You know, folks, some cars are like that old pair of work boots you just can't seem to wear out. They've been through thick and thin, seen better days, but they still get the job done. They're not flashy, they're not the latest model, but they've got a kind of rugged charm that's hard to beat. The Volvo 240 is one of them, a car that's more than just a means of transportation. It's a testament to durability and reliability. They don't make them like this anymore. In a world where everything seems disposable, the Volvo 240 stands out as a beacon of longevity. This thing was built back when Volvo engineers apparently thought over-engineering was just called engineering. They poured their hearts and souls into making a car that could withstand the test of time. They rolled off the assembly line from 74 to 93, and let me tell you, they were built for the long haul. These cars were designed to be more than just a fleeting presence on the road. We're talking about cars that routinely hit 400,000 miles, and some even doubled that. Imagine the stories these cars could tell if they could talk. I'm talking about odometers rolling over like a baker's dozen. It's almost like these cars were built with a never-ending journey in mind, and they did it all without a whimper, just solid, dependable driving. You see that rust? That's not a flaw, folks, that's character. It's a badge of honor, a testament to the miles traveled and the years endured. That's not a flaw, folks, that's character. Each speck of rust tells a story of resilience and endurance. This thing's been through some winters, hauled some lumber, probably even helped a few kids move into college. It's been a reliable companion through all of life's adventures. But underneath that patina of hard work is a car that just refuses to quit. It's got a heart of steel and a spirit that's unbreakable. These Volvos were built on the idea that simple is good and tougher is better. They didn't need all the bells and whistles, they just needed to work and work well. And nowhere is that more evident than in their engines, the heart of the beast, so to speak. Now, I'm not going to pretend that the Volvo 240 was some kind of rocket ship. It wasn't built for speed, it was built for endurance. But that wasn't the point, was it? It was about getting you where you needed to go, no matter what. This car was all about getting you where you needed to go, reliably and comfortably. It was like a trusty steed, always ready for the next journey. And under the hood, they had these engines called red blocks. Engines that were as tough as the cars they powered. Now, I've seen a lot of engines in my day, but these red blocks, they were something else. They were built to last, plain and simple. Simple design, tough as nails, and they just kept on running. They were the epitome of reliability. You could practically rebuild one of these things with a butter knife and a screwdriver, and the best part, you didn't need a degree in computer science to fix them. You didn't need a degree in computer science to fix them. These were the days when mechanics were mechanics, not software engineers. These were the days when mechanics were mechanics, not software engineers. A little grease under the fingernails and you could keep these babies humming for decades. A little grease under the fingernails and you could keep these babies humming for decades. It was a time when cars were built to be repaired, not replaced. I'm talking about a time when cars were built to be repaired, not replaced. And the Volvo 240, with its legendary red block engine, was a shining example of that philosophy. And the Volvo 240, with its legendary red block engine, was a shining example of that philosophy. It was a car that was meant to last, and it did. These days, it seems like every car company is trying to outdo each other with fancy gadgets and gizmos. Touchscreens, lane departure warnings, automatic parking, you name it, they got it. Touchscreens, lane departure warnings, automatic parking, you name it, they got it. And don't get me wrong, some of that stuff can be pretty slick. And don't get me wrong, some of that stuff can be pretty slick, but all that technology comes at a cost, More complexity means more things can go wrong. More complexity means more things can go wrong. And when something does go wrong, good luck fixing it yourself. And when something does go wrong, good luck fixing it yourself. You practically need a team of NASA engineers just to change a headlight bulb these days. You practically need a team of NASA engineers just to change a headlight bulb these days. But the Volvo 240, it didn't need all that fancy stuff. But the Volvo 240, it didn't need all that fancy stuff. It was a car built for people who valued substance over style, durability over flash. It was a car built for people who valued substance over style, durability over flash. It was a car that said, get in, buckle up, and let's go for a drive. And you know what? It was a car that said, get in, buckle up, and let's go for a drive. And you know what? It's still saying that today. It's still saying that today. So, the next time you see a Volvo 240 rolling down the road, tip your hat to a true survivor. So, the next time you see a Volvo 240 rolling down the road, tip your hat to a true survivor. It's a reminder that sometimes the best things in life are the ones that are built to last. It's a reminder that sometimes the best things in life are the ones that are built to last. The Volvo 240 is more than just a car. It's a symbol of an era when things were made to endure, to be passed down and to keep on going mile after mile. Now, you can't talk about unkillable cars without mentioning a true American workhorse, the Ford Crown Victoria. This car has a legacy that stretches far and wide, touching the lives of countless drivers, passengers, and even law enforcement officers. It's a vehicle that has seen it all, from the bustling city streets to the quiet suburban neighborhoods, and it has left an indelible mark on the automotive world. This was the car that ate asphalt and spat out miles. It was designed to be a road warrior, a machine that could handle the rigors of daily driving without breaking a sweat. Whether it was cruising down the highway or navigating through city traffic, the Crown Vic was always up to the task. For years, it was the backbone of police fleets and taxi companies across the country. These vehicles were chosen for their reliability, durability, and sheer toughness. They were the unsung heroes of the road, always ready to serve and protect, or to get you to your destination safely. You'd see these things racking up hundreds of thousands of miles, bouncing over potholes, idling for hours on end, and they just kept on ticking. They were built to withstand the harshest conditions, from the scorching heat of summer to the freezing cold of winter. No matter what you threw at them, they just kept going. They were like the Timex watches of the automotive world. They could take a licking and keep on ticking. This comparison isn't just a catchy phrase, it's a testament to the engineering and craftsmanship that went into building these cars. They were designed to be tough, to endure, and to keep running long after other vehicles had given up. And when they finally did retire from their life of hard labor, they often found a second life as a demolition derby car or a budget-minded gearhead's dream project. These cars were so well built that even after years of service, they still had plenty of life left in them. They became a favorite among car enthusiasts who loved to tinker and modify, turning them into something new and exciting. Because let's face it, you can't keep a good Crown Vic down. Even in the junkyard, these cars stood out, a testament to their enduring legacy. Mechanics and car lovers alike would often salvage parts from these vehicles, knowing that they were getting something that was built to last. It wasn't pretty, it wasn't fancy, but it was dependable, and sometimes that's all that matters. In a world where everything seems to be getting more complicated, the simplicity and reliability of the Crown Vic were a breath of fresh air. It was a car that you could count on, day in and day out. Now, the Crown Vic wasn't exactly a technological marvel. It didn't have the latest gadgets or the most advanced features. But what it lacked in technology, it made up for in sheer reliability and ease of maintenance. In fact, it was pretty much the opposite. It was a car that embraced simplicity, and that was one of its greatest strengths. There were no complicated systems to break down, no high-tech components that required specialized knowledge to repair. It was a throwback to a simpler time when cars were built with steel and muscle, not microchips and algorithms. It harkened back to an era when vehicles were designed to be tough and durable, not just flashy and high-tech. Under the hood, you'd find a big, burly V8 engine that could probably run on moonshine if you really needed it to. This engine was the heart and soul of the Crown Vic, providing the power and performance that made it such a beloved vehicle. And the best part, it was about as complicated as a hammer. This simplicity made it incredibly easy to work on, even for those who weren't professional mechanics. You didn't need a degree in engineering to understand how it worked, you just needed a basic set of tools and a little bit of know-how. You could practically rebuild one of these things blindfolded with a pair of pliers and a prayer. This ease of maintenance was one of the reasons why the Crown Vic remained so popular for so long. It was a car that you could keep running with minimal effort and expense. No turbochargers, no direct injection, no fancy variable valve timing, just good old-fashioned American grunt. This straightforward approach to engineering meant that there were fewer things that could go wrong, and when something did need fixing, it was usually a simple and inexpensive repair. And you know what? It worked. The Crown Vic's simplicity and reliability made it a favorite among drivers who wanted a car that they could depend on no matter what. These engines were known for their bulletproof reliability, routinely surpassing 300,000 miles without breaking a sweat. This kind of longevity is almost unheard of in today's automotive world, where many cars are designed to be disposable after a few years of use. They were the automotive equivalent of a good pair of work boots, tough, dependable, and built to last. Just like a trusted pair of boots, the Crown Vic was a vehicle that you could rely on day in and day out. These days, police departments are switching to fancy new SUVs with all the latest gadgets and gizmos. These modern vehicles are packed with technology, from advanced navigation systems to high-tech communication equipment. But let me tell you something, folks, all those fancy electronics come with a price. While they may offer more features and capabilities, they also introduce more points of failure, and that price is reliability. The more complex a system is, the more things can go wrong. This is especially true in the high-stress environment of police work, where reliability is paramount. You see, the more complicated something is, the more things can go wrong. And when it comes to police work, the last thing you want is your car breaking down in the middle of a high-speed chase. The Crown Vic's simplicity meant that it was less likely to suffer from these kinds of issues. And when it comes to police work, the last thing you want is your car breaking down in the middle of a high-speed chase. The Crown Vic's simplicity meant that it was less likely to suffer from these kinds of issues. The Crown Vic, on the other hand, was about as reliable as the sunrise. It was a car that you could count on to start every time you turned the key and get you where you needed to go, no matter what. It was a car that you could count on to start every time you turned the key and get you where you needed to go, no matter what. This kind of reliability is something that is becoming increasingly rare in today's automotive world. It was a testament to the idea that sometimes simpler is better. In a world that is constantly pushing for more complexity and more technology, the Crown Vic stood as a reminder that there is value in simplicity. So the next time you see a Crown Vic cruising down the road, give it a little nod of respect. It might not be the flashiest car on the block, but it's a reminder that sometimes the best tools are the ones that are built to last. It might not be the flashiest car on the block, but it's a reminder that sometimes the best tools are the ones that are built to last. The Crown Vic is the symbol of an era when cars were made to endure, and its legacy will continue to inspire for generations to come. We've seen some tough customers in this lineup, haven't we? From German engineering to Japanese reliability, these vehicles all share a few key ingredients: simplicity, overbuilt engines, and a distinct lack of electronic nannies. They were built in an era when cars were meant to be fixed, not scrapped. An era when 250,000 miles was just the beginning of a long and productive life. In a world of disposable cars, these legends remind us some machines were built to last forever.